Good morning. How you doing? This is a Smart Life Club. You're on the Coffee Break Show. I'm Vickie Helm. It's time to get your big mug o jug of coffee and join us for a coffee break. It's Friday. Friday fun day. We're going to have a great time today, and we are just going to welcome you to the Smart Life Club. Listen, if it's the first time you're here, we go live Monday through Friday in the club, and we go at 10 o'clock, and we have a coffee break. That's 10 o'clock my time, noon on the coast, 9 on the West Coast. But we come together and we have a good time every single morning. We have a coffee break together. We share insights, we share inspiration, we share motivation, we share tips, we talk to each other, and we have a coffee break together so that we can go ahead and be together and help each other thrive and learn and grow together. The Smart Life Club is a place where people go to learn to have thrivability in your life. That's what we want to create here. If you're new here, do me a favor, introduce yourself, put your name down below. If you're watching this afterwards, hello. Put hashtag replay down below so I know you were here. And if you're on YouTube, welcome. We use StreamYard. You're seeing this live right now. We go live on YouTube every day. Facebook, hello. Instagram, hello. Everyone on board, hello. And I just want to welcome you to this Friday. Hey, Karen. Hey, nice to see you, Robin. Karen says, happy Friday, friends. Tell us the success you had this week. That's it. That's what we do on Friday. We celebrate success. We celebrate a really hard 1 week or a good week. And so right now, I want to celebrate some successes in the world. One is there is in South Korea for the first time, there are less deaths and less viruses coming in than, and oh, hang on a second. It was the virus is slowing down over there. I've also heard that China's shipping is trying to get back to normal. They got partial shipping open, and some of the cargo ships are starting to move. And so those are good things. Those are good successes this week. And there are lots of people that are just going ahead and working their butts off trying to get the virus under control for everybody. And there is some new, inexpensive, it's not a vaccine. It is a medicine that it looks like it might be creating 100% cure. So while we're in this pandemic together all over the world, there's still hope and there's still progress. There's still progress being made every single day. And from what I hear, some places are restocking on toilet paper for those of you who want to go out and buy lots of it. And so I was thinking today, good morning, Donnie. Nice to see you on. There are so many people out there working right now to benefit humanity and tackle these things in the world. And we've had some great successes. Now, I want to let you know that the volatility in the markets and the volatility in investments, that's probably still going to happen for a little bit. But what we're doing right now is concentrating on the successes of things that's happening. We want to be the people like in Italy who are in lockdown and they come out and they sing on the streets. That's what we want to do. We want to create the momentum of looking at what is working, what is going well. And I want to hear from you guys, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Stephen, nice to see you on. Thank you for being here. You must have swam earlier today. I don't know, but thank you for being here. My tribute to successful people who I worked with or had the same thing in common. They listened, they respected you, they communicated with you, not at you, gave you freedom to discover, held you accountable. They cared about you as a person. And that is what I try to do every week. You know, that is leading by example right now. One of the most important things about leadership isn't like how much influence you have or how big you're getting. It's like, how are you in the world moment to moment when nobody's looking? Are you still in that wonderful, powerful, positive leadership? And Stephen, you are. Yay for toilet paper, said Karen. Thank you, Stephen, for being that kind of person. Yes, thank you, Stephen, for being that example. I swam every day, 2 to 3 times a day, taking advantage of Florida. Are you in Florida hanging out by the beach? Good morning, Scott. Nice to see you. It's a new Manhattan project globally underway. It's a new Manhattan project globally underway. I got to know more about that. Good morning, Sean. How nice to see you, my buddy. And Robin says, and the absolute, why you guys are just talking a mile a minute here. I have to go over and move this back up. And the absolute best news with that is that medicine is inexpensive to make. Yes, this form of medicine is inexpensive to inexpensive to make. Hey, Sean, great to be here with you too. Thanks. Donnie, Wikipedia, chloroquine. Thank you for that, or something. I'm not even sure how to say it. Good morning, Marie Joe. Howdy. Nice to see you all. I'm so glad you're here. Robin, yay for daily swimming. I miss that being mountain-based, but enjoy the daily hikes in the forest. Yes, I do too. Yay, Ryan's here. Hey, Ryan, nice to see you on board. Thank you. Yay for the people in Italy who are celebrating each other and the Americans who are posting their Christmas lights to support positivity. Yes, that to me is a big deal right there. Let's see, everybody saying hi to Ryan. Good morning, Lori. Hi, nice to see you on, my buddy. Let's see, Donnie says Italy is now under full-blown martial law to contain the virus. Individuals are still not complying with the self-quarantine laws. It seems there are renegades in every country, aren't there? There just seem to be renegades that way. I hadn't seen that. Hi, Karen. Scott says, like the race of the atomic bomb to end the World War II. I get it now. I get the correlation. They're racing to find a cure finally. Sean Olson has something called the Christmas effect. Yes, he does, but that's a different conversation. But he does, the Christmas effect. I like that. Stephen says, I am at our rental and there's a beautiful pool just 15 steps from the bedroom. You're right. I would be swimming all the time. I love that. Yay, Sean. I turned a little green with envy right now, said Robin. You know, that's really cool. Good morning, Jan Goodhart. Nice to see you guys on board. So I want to tell you it's time to have a coffee break. I hope you got your tea or hot chocolate or whatever you're enjoying today. And I just want to tell you that I want to talk about something that I have been seeing a lot of, and that is judgment, because judgment just is out there. It's just out there. It's just out there. And in order to be a leader, you have to know some people are going to love you and some people are not going to love you. And both of those things are judgments. They're the judgments of others. It's people going, ooh, I like you, or ooh, I don't like you, or ooh, your behavior sucks, and ooh, your behavior doesn't suck. Either way, positive or negative, judgment is the opinion of others. And what I know is a lot of people just have it. They have it. What I know about me, though, and I really watched this, I totally watched this about myself. I know that when I am judging another, it's because I think I'm smarter or better than them. And there's this illusion we have on the planet right now, and it says something like, there are people who are better than us, there are the people who are the same as us, and there are people who are lower than us, and then there's the completely unworthy. That's how the scale is in the world. And it doesn't make sense. I know you're going, that's not true, but every day we do it. We go around and we think, well, he's more successful, she's more successful, better, whatever it is. And then we think, okay, I'm smarter than. And when we think people are equal to us, we call them our peers. So we call people who are better than us possibly authority figures. Then we have peers. Then we just have people who are, less than, more than, whatever. And when I find myself in that trap, it's because I'm trying to base my self-esteem as to where I am in that trap. That trap is completely untrue. It's the biggest lie that roams around the earth. But we do it all the time because it gives us a false sense of self-esteem, a false sense of importance, or a false sense of shame, or a false sense of pride, or whatever it is. It's always a false sense. The truth is, it's just us across the board, isn't it? Nobody's better than anybody else. We are where we all are at. So today I was looking at a meme, and there's a bunch of people in a Costco, and there were carts filled with toilet paper. And people were like, I can't believe you're doing this. You're greedy. You're this, you're that. because they were buying toilet paper and lots of it. And to me, that's not greed. I mean, if you buy toilet paper and you buy it in bulk, that is not a sense of greed to me. And so what I looked at was I looked at underneath the thing where we had a bunch of people who were sharing their opinion about the opinion about the post. And I thought there's a difference between opinionating, which is a super popular thing right now. Sharing your opinion is how we gather engagement. And what happens when we gather engagement is that the algorithms on the software that the software on the social platform uses, whether it's Twitter or YouTube or Facebook, like we're using right now, it says, oh, this post is engaging, and it pushes it up. So in that time, those posts that we see as negative posts is because people are opinionating on the bottom. And as I read the opinion, I realized everybody was actually trying to create agreement. They weren't necessarily trying to, fight or have negativity happen. They were just trying to bring this together and kind of have a creative space. Well, the algorithm pushed that post to the top because it was engaged with. And I thought, isn't that interesting? Because people are like, there's so many negative posts out here. Well, it's not actually negative posts as much as it is algorithms that are pulling this to the top and pushing those algorithmic statements up to the top. And so, interestingly enough, I started looking at positive posts as well. Positive posts seem to have been those things that you could agree with. Every time you say yes, yes, and there's agreement, there's no need to opinionate. So all of a sudden I was noticing those positive posts have hearts and loves and this and that. And underneath those positive posts are very few comments. So the algorithm in Facebook just sees the likes and the loves, but not very much engagement. So what happens to the positive posts? They are not as pushed up as the others. And so what's interesting as I thought about it is you could view this world as a negative world, but I don't think so. I think this is a world that is relegated, in this particular instance with social media, by algorithms and not the opinions of others. And so when I looked at judgment right there, I thought to myself, I try not to be judging or judgmental. I try to be evaluating. And there's a vast difference between judgment and discernment and evaluation. Discernment is to pay attention to what is happening and not believe everything that you see. And then, and when we look at judge, it's like they want you to opinionate. We think contribution is sharing your opinion. And that might not be true. Sharing your opinion stimulates only the algorithms. And that's why people who ask questions are like, hi, I need a new Netflix show. Will you guys tell me what you're watching? And like 200 people respond. That is only to push the post up top. It gives the person asking the question leverage and more influence over time, but it's not delivering value. To me, that's manipulating. When you deliver value over time and you deliver it in such a way that it begins to serve humanity as best as it can, it's more work. Yeah, it takes more time. You bet. You got to show up 100% of the time. You become the leader that Stephen was talking about earlier. And that kind of positivity, to me, that is what I want to engage in. I want something humorous or something engaging that's positive and lovely and kind. I don't want to be too opinionated. I don't want to share my opinion with everybody. I want to share my value. Thrivability happens in a certain mindset, in abundance. And if it pulses too low, thrivability doesn't happen. You see, thrivability is a state of consciousness. I'm going to pop over here for a second because you guys are talking like there's so much there, and I want to say hi to everybody. Let's see. Good morning. Donnie says the IRS filing has been delayed until July 2020. I want to know what the IRS filing for the new drug, is that what you're talking about? Because that would be something. Good morning. Judgment also keeps us from learning. Yes. When you judge, you're a full cup. You can only see what your little filters and blinders see. That is really true. Judgment also keeps us from learning. That was from Ryan. And it's so important. Um, or being able to effectively assess what we are seeing. Yes, no one is better than another. I agree with that, Ryan, so much. Karen says it is human to have your own bias. We must be aware of our bias so we can overcome them. Yes, because it comes from the limited condition. I agree with that. Donnie says New York City just enacted 100% stay home for workers. That's good. And there's the article to it right there. Stephen says, I know who I am. And if others want to judge me, that's okay. I judge myself every day. Don't we all, huh? I'm not perfect and I'm still growing. I love and appreciate you, Vickie Helm. Thank you. I love and appreciate you, Mr. Stephen. Let's see. Robin says it's interesting to see who hits those buttons for us. Either what way we view as less on hierarchical scales or structures. Yes, that I think that hierarchical scale, I don't know why that gives us such a false sense of self-esteem, but it does. Ryan, you're right. People use this as an excuse to create judgment about an entire group of people based on color, race, gender, sexual preference, or religion. It's true, Karen. That's true. I think that's why I have such strong feelings about authoritarianism. Me too. That makes sense to me. Donald, drastic but necessary, in my opinion. I agree right now. It's drastic measures, and we got to contain that virus. Marie Jo says for lots of people, buying now is synonymous to strategic planning. I agree with that. And if I had to evaluate that, Marie Jo, that is absolutely correct. They have money now so they can buy. They might be unemployed tomorrow and will not have the money to buy essentials. Who knows? Not judging. That's correct. That's correct. I want to say that, to me, what Marie Jo just said, that's evaluating. That's not being jealous of, or you're not saving things for other people. You don't care about anybody but yourself. Those are excuses people use and throw on others so that they don't have to deal with what's there in their life right now. Marie Jo, that was the answer of the day. I got to tell you, for lots of people, buying now is synonymous with strategic planning. They have money now, so they're buying. They might be unemployed tomorrow and will not have the money to buy essentials. Who knows? Not judging. That's correct. Judgment versus discernment. Good stuff, Vickie. Thank you, Ryan. I knew you would understand, like minds, MJ, a great assessment. Ryan, the truth. Donald says Karen, Pennsylvania just enacted a shutdown on all non-life sustaining businesses. And they put the article there too. It is really growing. The shutdown is really growing. But let's not judge it. I mean, there's some cool things happening right now in spite of that. Certainly makes sense as we're moving into uncertainty, and this is uncomfortable for most. Taking action feels comforting. Being prepared feels comforting. Scott says tax filing day has been delayed 3 months. Wow. Now, I want to let you know something. When I'm a cop, I look for evidence at a crime scene to show me what happened and what's going to happen, or where a perpetrator might have likely gone. And this right here, this tax filing day, has been delayed 3 months. Now, I don't know about you, but have we ever had tax filing days be delayed in history? If tax filing has been delayed, there's something very serious going on, because essentially the government is saying you don't have to pay us for 3 months right now. That's how serious this is. Don't worry about the taxes. It's okay. We'll worry about it later. And the government, the IRS, they love their money coming in, don't they? And they'll go after people. And I would say, if the government just said, we're going to delay this by 3 months, what does that mean? That means it's so serious that the government have said, just stay at home. Don't worry about it. Don't pay us for 3 months. That's a big deal. We have to look at the evidence that's being provided. What are they doing? That tells you the seriousness of something, especially if they stop the money flow, because they love money. They love money. So Ryan said financial reset. I totally agree with that. Isn't it interesting to figure out what they're going to do now? Donnie, yes, waiting for the stay at home edict. Okay with me. Yes, Karen, it's true that one thing that works, geographic isolation, that has been working right now. And it's interesting to see what is happening because right now, every conspiracy theorist that took a hit, every prepper that ever there was that took a hit from everybody picking on them and calling them, they're like, ha ha ha, I told you so. And right now that told you so, you got to eat it. You're like, okay, you were right. And so many conspiracy theories that people belittled them for have become true right now. It's an interesting time to watch these things unfold. But we are in such uncharted territory. We are in such a historical moment in time. And I saw a post the other day, and the post came from a friend of mine who is also a sheriff's deputy sheriff where I live. And the post said, do you know what it's like being on my job? And they said, the post said, remember the musicians on the Titanic? They just kept playing until they died. That's what it's like right now. They just kept doing, serving, being, and growing, and keeping the peace. And okay, is the last time we'll play music together. And they just tried to keep the calm and keep the peace and keep everybody in the know somehow, and serving others. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't. I wish I had the crystal ball, because, there's so many opportunities right now, and there's so many obstacles right now. I mean, there's things that are going to happen that are going to shake us up a little bit. And I still want to be the musician that's playing the music. I'm in the boat where Stephen is. I will not lose my mindset. I will not let somebody run off with my reason, and I will not let somebody run off with my ability to discern. But more important than that, I will not let anything run away with my happiness. I will not let anything take my joy and my love and turn it off. Not going to happen. Not now, not ever, not at any time. And I am going to invite you guys to have that little pact with me, pinky swear. I am not going to let somebody change my love for humanity because we're going through times. In fact, I'm going to gear up my love for humanity right now. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to serve stronger. I'm going to hug people tighter. I'm going to acknowledge how wonderful they are to me and how important they are in my life. I am going to never surrender that aspect of my heart. And I would suggest you don't either. Don't judge other people. Love other people. They are where they are because that's where they're supposed to be. Otherwise, they'd be in a different place, wouldn't they? It's not because they're too stubborn. It's just they're where they are. And I have faith in humanity. There are more good people on this earth than there are bad people. There are more good things happening than there are on this earth than there are bad problems happening on this earth. And don't let them take your reason and make your psyche something that is scared or shifting. And I just gonna, double down on the love. That's right, Ryan, you got that. God bless our first responders. And everybody said, Karen, yeah, God bless our first responders. Robin said, I love that analogy of being the musician on the Titanic. Me too. I love it. Stephen says, so true. I will not. That's right, my brother. I will not surrender that. I don't care how grouchy or scared someone else is. I am not going to join them in that mindset. Not going to join them. And what I know is this is such an opportunity for me. It's like in all the history of the world, the chances of you having a human birth, a human life with everything you can see, grow, and learn and have happen in front of you. This is a very interesting time with just such big opportunities, but big opportunities to become the person you've said you've always wanted to become. This is the opportunity isn't out there to save the world. The opportunity is for you to save you, for you to come in and save you. And that's the first person you have to save before you try to save the world. And part of that saving yourself is being able to command your own mind, command your own beingness, where you're saying, checking in and saying, you know what? It could be scary, but what can I do now? And stepping into that fully, stepping into that, it's such an opportunity to do that. People are noticing how many people are dying, and people are noticing how clean the air has gotten. We've got problems, yeah. We have solutions, though, and we have the human spirit. The human spirit, that's something that's not conquerable. That's not something you can take away from somebody. That is the human spirit, is the thing that has survived every kind of weird incident, tragedy, or natural disaster. I want to go back up here and read a little bit. Let's see, double down on love. Now, that's our cover. That is our coffee quotable today. Ryan's double down on love. No matter what, just double down on love. Share this show, please, Vickie Helm. It's telling us like it should be. Share the show, please. Vickie Helm is telling us like it should be. Yeah, share the show. That would be very nice. Thank you, Stephen. Sending virtual hugs. Thank you. Donnie says, Donald Gifford, the norm used to be to have a root cellar, have your grains, vegetables, and fruits canned. That was true. And I love that. It was how people survived throughout the year. Norms change back and forth like pendulums swing back and forth. The viruses are no different, but their pendulum is about every 100 years. Maybe one day we will pass this test because it is a test. Yes, I love this. Ryan says, put the mask on yourself before others. Change yourself to change the world. Thank you, Vickie. Oh, God. Ryan, what you just said is so important. Change yourself to change the world. That's the one thing I believe. And that's why I want to be the leader through this for myself. It's like you have an opportunity to be a leader just because the world needs it. And sometimes being a leader isn't saying or doing anything more than being kind, than being compassionate, than enjoying your own self and your own surroundings, being grateful for what you have. That's a leadership quality. And that's so important for everybody to spread that around. That's so true. Great reminder, Donnie. I'm having a difficult time sharing. It's okay. If you can share. If you can't, that's okay. We can share it out afterwards as well. Ryan, brilliant. I feel like you're reading my mind today, Ryan. I use that saying so often. Yes, to put your mask on yourself before others. Hi, I need a coffee moment. Talks amongst yourselves. So I want to say it's Friday, and today I want to celebrate all the people that have been working behind the scenes, all of the incredible people. And I don't want to be political here, but I agree with President Trump when he says, I've got the best team behind me working on this 24/7. I think we have the best team in the world working on this to make this coronavirus safe. Every doctor, every nurse, every ambulance, every firefighter, every single police officer out there. I believe that we have the best, most good intentioned people out there fighting for humanity. You see, I believe we're kind of at war with this virus. We're at war with it. And right now it is unseen. It's an unseen enemy. You don't know if it's passing by or not. You don't know if it's going to hit you hard or kill you. You don't know if it's going to brush by you and not have any effect at all. I do know this. It's given us an opportunity to evaluate our lives and evaluate who we are, evaluate who we want to be in this moment. You are the greatest you in hours and times of unseen darkness. You are the best you can be. I think everybody's the best you they can be every part of the day. But to me, heroism and courage and bravery really comes up in times of need. There's always those hurricanes or earthquakes where suddenly people are out helping other families, and suddenly we become humanity just like that. We help our neighbors and value our neighbors, and we're all about taking care of each other in that way. And for me, I think that's an important thing to find right now. We're in it right now. And it's just started. We're not at the end of the wave. We're still at the beginning of the wave. We're still at the beginning of the wave, and it's increasing. And we're going to see turbulence, but we don't have to be turbulence. We can just observe it and love and serve where that needs to be. What a great vibe with which to end the week. Thank you, Scott. That means a lot to me coming from you. Thank you for a great show. Double down on my love. That's right. I want y'all to double down on your love. Now, Monday morning's coming, and next week's guest is going to be Martin Wales. And I'm so excited to see Martin Wales. He's such a good friend of mine, and he's so funny and smart, and he's just so professional. And I want to tell you, we are going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. I don't want to give it away, but I want you to know next week's Wednesday welcome guest, Martin Wales. He's going to rock, rock, rock. So have a really successful, wonderful, loving, kind, amazing weekend. And I will see you Monday on the Coffee Break Show. Mwah! Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.